cancer in the United States in 2015. Learn as much as you can and support cancer research. Message brought to you by the caring folks at the Voice of South Marion.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Last week, we were not here. And the reason we weren't here is we were up in Chattanooga. We were at a conference, and we were participating in this big event for the Association for Campus Activities, and our little area had French cuisine.
Yes.
And we had 4 days that we had to be there, and only 2 hours per day did we actually have something we had to do, which means I had a lot of downtime. So as I'm walking around the place, I'm checking out all the other foods, right? Which one do you think I gravitated to the most? The Italian food. I sure did. Because I love pizza. But you know what? Yeah. I that's the limit of my Italian. Well, I know spaghetti. But I was amazed at how much I don't know about Italian cuisine. And I had really no idea that we were going to be talking to two people who are experts at this topic. Not only are they experts, they happen to be like really famous. I was looking them up. Yeah. Gabriel Corcos is on the phone. I hope I'm saying your name right, sir. And Debi Mazar, their husband and wife, right?
Yes.
And Debi is an actress. You've seen her in The Goodfellas and etc. But they work together now. They do a show on the cooking channel called Extra Virgin. And they've got a book also called Extra Virgin Recipes and Love from Our Tuscan Kitchen. And you know what I can already do in my mind's nose? I can smell it in my mind's nose.
Yes, yes.
Debi and Gabriel, good morning to both of you.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you right now?
We are in New York City, Manhattan.
See now, I grew up in New York, and even though my mother was of German heritage, I pretty much was all around Italian food all my life. But I really was very limited in what I knew.
Well, now you can know more.
Well, now you know us.
Yeah.
We can hook you up.
You can hook us up. What is the one? I guess food item that most Americans don't think of that you really love of the Italian food?
Oh my gosh! Well, I think it's very easy when you think Italian food. Your mind immediately goes to pizza, pasta. Those are kind of like our staples, and meatballs and spaghetti are not Italian, so they are Italian Americans. It's something that happened later. But one of the things, I came to the U.S. 15 years ago after Deborah imported me.
I imported him.
Yeah.
You imported him? What happened, Debbie? Did you fall in love in Italy? Is that what happened?
I fell in love in Italy. I was one of those typical tourists who was like, wow.
Yeah, and I was one of those typical Italians like, yeah, the American girl.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Right.
Did you pinch her? Debbie, you've got a New York accent. Are you from New York?
I am from New York. I'm from Queens originally.
Look at that. Look at that. Practically neighbors.
It's funny because I lived in California for almost 20 years, and people always made fun of my accent, and I come home and nobody makes fun of my accent.
Of course. Because you know what 25 cents is in New York? It's a quarter.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the only place in the whole world it's called a quarter. Everywhere else it's a quarter.
Yes.
Sure. Oh yeah, well that is true.
I'm just teasing.
I'm getting the thick accent as well. I'm starting to sound like a Long Island in my.
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah, you've got a really thick New York accent, Gabriel.
It all depends on how much wine I drink.
You both have done an excellent job tying in the Extra Virgin book and show that you do with Italian Heritage Month, and also in helping to fight childhood hunger.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks. Well, it's important to us. We've actually been, on the path to fight hunger in America, period. And, children especially should not be going hungry. They got growing minds. And there's an abundance of food around in America, and I just love that Bertolli is teaming up with No Kid Hungry and donating their money and their time to such a great cause. And for us being Tuscans, Bertolli's Tuscan, and they're using Parmigiano Reggiano and fresh extra virgin olive oil, and those are kind of like the basics that are very important to us as parents, as my husband being a Florentine, a true Tuscan, and for me, just because I like fresh ingredients. My mother was a hippie when I was growing up, and You know, she was doing farm to table in the 70s, which basically is not a new concept. You know, it's been done for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, so, you know, for us, we go, why a jarred sauce? And why not? I mean, this is fresh ingredients. You're doing it on the fly. We've been, you know, using this sauce today while we're talking to people in the press, and we're teaching people how to doctor it up. You know, we're taking fresh pancetta, fresh garlic, extra virgin olive oil, some hot pepper flakes, to infuse the sauce and kind of create your own, you know, palette, your own flavors, and make it more exciting. You know, put some nice parsley or some basil on top.
Put over our hot dogs today.
Why does bread get a bad name? Italian bread is the best bread in the world, isn't it?
Oh, kidding me? You know, it's funny. There's a lot of interviews. You know, people that come to me is like, okay, Gabriele, tell us that thing that, you know, if it's not on the table, you don't sit down. And I say bread. Because I making scarpetta, especially when I make a sauce and I want to clean up my plate. If I don't have decent bread on the table, I just...
He gets mad.
I get really pissed.
Really?
Like weird.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that wasn't an Italian word right there, was it? No.
No.
It's Italian to get feisty. But, you know, the thing that happened, actually, when I was in Los Angeles, I started making my own bread. So now I bake bread every day.
I definitely hit a nerve with that question. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to do that.
You have no idea. You have no idea. Well, no, imagine how you feel when you go to a restaurant where you know that you're going to drop, you know, more than necessary amount of money for a dinner, and the bread doesn't get to the table, and you still have sauce on the plate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm with you.
How are you going to wipe it up?
And I'm like, what are they thinking?
That's right.
You know, Debbie, it sounds like if you're ever with one of these directors that gives you a hard time, just keep Gabriel around. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, man. Absolutely. No, look, you know, the interesting thing is that there's so many things that I realized about Italian cuisine when I arrived in the States is that, first of all, it's not all the pasta that you can eat, and it's not a high-end restaurant. Real Italian food is what is shared at the table, at home. It's cooked by grandma, by mom. There are stories attached to it. Or dad, obviously. And there are stories attached to it. There's heritage attached to it. And there are companies that are really good in telling the stories, like Bertolli. Bertolli is celebrating their, 105th anniversary. It's a company that originally, was born in Lucca and now is a worldwide company. But they still import ingredients from Italy. They still are able to put on our table wonderful, simple, clean sauces with healthy and fresh ingredients. And look, you're talking to a chef. Like
I just like listening to the chef.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's because I spent too much time with Deborah, and I became a talker. I used to
Yeah, he actually said to me that his dream girl was tall, dark, and quiet.
I got the short white chick with the blue eyes.
Yeah, but you got a tough girl. I can just tell by the way she talks. She's a tough girl.
Oh gosh, don't tell me. But this one keeps it it keeps it spicy. But no, we really today we do celebrate the Bertolli anniversary, and we are super proud to have partnered up not just with them but also with No Kid Hungry. There is a hashtag that we encourage everybody to share today on their social media channels, which is My Toscan Table. For every time that hashtag is reposted or posted, $1 will be donated on behalf of the kids who are suffering.
In New York, is there an Italian restaurant that it is authentic in your mind? It's okay to name it. Which one?
I would say my husband has a cafe.
Well, yes, I would say my place, but
your place.
The Tuscan Gun.
Yeah, the Tuscan Gun.
But also we go to Bar Pitti. We also go to a place called Il Posto Accanto.
Midtown.
Listen, this is New York.
Listen.
She's tough.
Good of any culture.
Listen. We're in New York every now and then, so could we stop by? Would you be in the kitchen? No, you're not there.
Oh, yeah, we are there.
Oh, you are there?
I'm not there, but I come there to get food to go.
Huh. Well, if we're there, we'll knock on the door and say to the chef, "Hey, would you mind if we said hello to Gabriel?"
Yes.
I live on the block.
Oh, he is the chef. What am I saying?
So, it's funny because we came out with a cookbook, and the publishing world is working in a very different way. We didn't do a book tour, and we had a lot of requests of people that wanted to meet us and stuff. So I noticed this cafe that was kind of like going out of business on my blog, and I just jumped on it. I took it over. I sit 23 people for dinner. I only do one serving. but it's a family meal. And we tell stories and we make friends. And
I would love to experience that.
Oh, how fun.
It's a very different concept.
Yeah, go to the TuscanGun.com and you can go to events and you can book tickets, come to a dinner or just to pop in for lunch.
Oh, that'd be so nice. I love talking to you two. Thank you so much for being on there. I kind of wish we had more time. I know you've got to run. You're doing other interviews. So the website we're leaving with the listeners is?
It's Villa Bertolli, VILLA Bertolli.com, or obviously look for Bertolli on social media, Facebook and other channels. Share the hashtag, please, My Tuscan Table, and just tell your kids. Your kids leave with their phone glued to the...
Who just zipped up? Somebody just zipped up something.
Yeah,
zipping up my makeup bag.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what she said.
I heard a zipper there. Okay. Thank you both for being on with us. We'll be right back.
Johnson says there was a period around that time when threat protection was not installed.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland, and claims for first-time jobless help last week dropping. Fox News, we report, you decide.